My boyfriend just saw his dad die in his arms. What do I do? Just physically be there. Don't force him to talk. Don't leave him alone unless he asks you to leave. Make sure he eats and drinks something, even if little amounts, and that he gets some sleep. And try to arrange with the family so that he doesn't have to do much paperwork or funeral preparation. He's shocked and shelled, but it won't last forever or very, very long. Just keep him alive. And if you want to make him company, read a book or do something in the same room as him but not engaging. At least your presence is there and he knows it. My dad died the same way in February, neck cancer. The day it happened, I picked him up and held him. He weighed so little at the end. While my mom changed the bed sheets and when I put him down again, he was gone. We're all different in how we grieve. Personally, I wanted unprompted hugs, and when the tears came unexpectedly, I wanted someone to hold my hand but keep the conversation going without drawing attention to the fact I was crying. In the days that immediately followed, I said good night to him as I went to bed. In the following weeks, I wanted people that knew him to tell me stories about him that I didn't know. Tears still came, but I could usually tell when they were on the way. I'm just a stranger on the internet. But if your guy needs someone to talk to with a directly relatable experience, I'm here and willing. My dad also died in my arms from cancer. My GF at the time kept pushing me to go to parties even though I explained how I really did not want a party. She dumped me a few months later and called me a stupid child. Do the opposite of that. Lost my dad to cancer 5 years ago. Held his hand as he took his last breaths. One sister and my mom were there too. I was utterly crushed. We all were, but it was okay too because his suffering was over. What I wish my now ex-wife would have done. Not that she did wrong, but in hindsight I wish I knew to ask her to just be there. Sit with me. Be in the house. Invite me to walk the dog with her while knowing I might try and fail never even leaving the driveway. And that's okay. Bring me a coffee and donut that I won't eat right away. Watch shows with me and hold me when I eventually do break down. Obviously these examples are very me specific, but rest assured you know them. Just be you. Be with them. They'll maybe want space. Maybe they want closeness. You'll figure it out, and just make sure no matter how they are that you keep coming back to be there for them. Don't forget to take care of yourself too. Supports can only support if they are stable themselves. You may have to take on a lot, and that might mean you have to ask for your own help. Wishing you and he the best. It's going to suck, but you can each do this. Did you see the movie Inside Out? There's a scene where the imaginary friend elephant just sits down next to sadness and doesn't say or do anything. He just sits there and is sad with her. That's what you do. Bring him snacks. If he eats, great. If not, that's fine. Be near him so he can touch you with no effort. Just read a book or whatever. Let him just be. But be there. He's numb. He has no North Star. Just make sure he doesn't have to think about whatever he may need. But ask nothing of him. That's the greatest thing you can do for him. I lost my parents in 2 accidents within 2 weeks. It was hard. My wife was there, and I guess that's all you can do. Be there for him. Show him you love him. These things are far beyond us. As a human, that's all you can do. He will appreciate it. You can do no wrong. The tragedy that happened is beyond your control. Now he is concerned with his loss. And the most important thing for him is to live day by day with what no one can change. Now the most important thing is for him to see you are there and you mean the life that is still waiting for him. Make him physically safe. Food, water, hygiene, cuddles, bit of exercise if possible. First, then just cuddles. Opportunity to talk or not. Slowly get back normality. Guys often prefer to sit and think. Or sometimes just sit, rather than talk. It might take 10 years before he's 90% over it. I was still crying periodically 6 to 8 years after my mom died younger than she should have. Honestly, ask him what kind of support he wants, rather than trying to guess. Applying a lot of effort, and then potentially being disappointed with the response. Communication is key during times like this, but being mindful that their forms of communication may change and become erratic. If he's being nonverbal and does not want to talk, try act normal and just get on with it. If that is difficult, take yourself away from the situation occasionally but continue to communicate whether they respond or not. Pay attention to what they may be neglecting whilst they are overwhelmed and decide whether you want to fill the gap and compensate. You can continue to communicate and say, right, I am going to go do X, Y, Z. If you want to join, feel free. If they do not saying anything, just go crack on. If he can't speak, just leave some water and a snack nearby with some tissues and sit in the same room silently until he's ready. He can't maintain this forever. The emotions will eventually break through. When they do, you're there to help. You can't force it. Just be there. It's hard, but the best thing you can do. This pretty much happened to me. Just don't leave because he's feeling low like my ex did. You stay by him as long as he needs. He needs to process on his own. Be there to support him. It's a hard thing to navigate, especially with witnessing death. There are not very many things that you can do wrong. What you shouldn't do is try to force the issue. That's the last thing he needs right now. I lost both my parents when I was younger. He will remember what you did for the rest of his life. I know I did. Just be there for him. How long has it been? Give him a few days. Just be there for him in every way. We saw my wife's mom pass. It's something that sticks with you, especially when it's your parent. There is nothing else you could do but be there for him. Give him a bit and just be present. Don't make him talk. He will when he is ready. Shock can take time. One thing that helped my wife was I kept reminding her of some of our best memories with her dad. Not in an annoying, abundant way, but if we were driving by these specific electrical towers, my daughter used to say, "Papa, see the towers?" And he'd say, "No, I sure don't." And they'd both giggle. Helping her focus on good memories without actually forcing her to talk helped a bit. I do that once or twice a day, but also some other things that added up and helped. If someone called and asked how she was doing, I'd say it's hard. He was such a great dad, but she's so strong, and he did what every man dreams of doing. He lived his life the way he wanted and left his family protected so they wouldn't have anything to worry about. This way she also knew he was at peace when he died, because he truly was. I'd pick up all the slack in the house and keep busy doing those big chores like cleaning out and scrubbing the pantry, fridge, etc. Sometimes just a little extra squeeze when holding hands as a physical way to let her know I was still there. I would suggest being there, but not being obtrusive. He's going to need his time with his thoughts to sort out his feelings, but it's probably good to have someone there too. Sometimes someone just being there and not doing or saying anything means so much. As someone who lost a parent at a relatively young age, just be there for him. Tell him that you are there for whatever he needs and ask him what he wants, and then respect it. If he doesn't want to talk, just be there quietly. If he wants to be alone, then leave and let him have his alone time, etc.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.